Sunday Showcase, made possible by a public service grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and Bristol Myers Company in association with its divisions.
Yeah. All rise, open your eyes, no need to explain. I got a homie from the east and I'ma tell you his name. Never hang around lames, that's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same. Jeff Undercard boxing, shook the world when he came. A lot of cats is playing, but his hands are insane. You can get steamrolled if you stand in the way. He a yardie from Flatbush, you cowards his cat puss. We used to feud like Bishop and Q, but he'll fuck you up quick if I give him the cue. From the city of Midwood, the south central part of New York, next to Bensonhurst and Borough Park. If it's a problem, don't even say shit. Just face this when you come across the Bay Bridge. No tolerance for BS or fake kids. Your blood clot crying. Just stop trying. Is Jeff Undercard prepared for the assignment? He bringing a appliance so cowards can't fight it. He might yoke you up if he feels slighted. He's spreading out toxins. It's Undercard boxing. Yeah. Mad love and respect to my brother, man. From the motherland, word him up.
Salute boxing family, what's going on? She got Undercard in boxing. We have a packed weekend of fights, one that I want to go over with y'all. That way we can be in tune about when these fight cards are going to be taking place, who's going to be fighting, and then we can discuss some of the news going around. For you hardcore boxing fans, there is a fight card in Germany. It starts at 12 p.m. If you have the DAZN subscription and you've been paying for it, it's best to know when fights are happening so that way you can tune in, so that way you can immediately get some of the fight cards that are not so well announced. But if you enjoy the sport of boxing, you can turn it on and watch it at any time. So there's a fight card in Germany at 12 p.m. I believe that would start the fight date for you guys. Another DAZN card, MF DAZN times X series, Idris Virgo versus Aaron Chalmers. I believe this is like the KSI series of boxing. This is in Newcastle. This will be at 2 p.m. You have Thomas Olera versus Ginty, 4-round light heavyweight. Gabriel Silva versus Ben Davis, four rounds welterweight. This is a quick fight card. None of the fight cards are over 6 rounds, 3-round fights, 4-round fights. So this is at 2 p.m. on DAZN. Once again, if you have that DAZN subscription, best to know when fights are happening so you can use it. And in my opinion, we have the Joe Joyce versus Zhang 2 rematch. For you guys that don't know, Joe Joyce lost his last fight versus Zhang versus stoppage. Zhang cracked him in his eye and had it swollen up to the points that the doctor stepped in and stopped the fight. This fight card from OVO Arena in London, England will be taking place at 5 p.m. It will be shown on BT Sports, ESPN Plus, and TNT Sports. So for the fight cards, there's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights on the fight card. Some welterweight fights, cruiserweight fights, heavyweight, super featherweight, light heavyweight, super middleweight, um, WBC International Lightweight title. You also have the return of Anthony Yard versus Ricky Summers. Anthony Yard, who recently lost his last fight versus Arthur Beterbiev, who will be making his ring return after that knockout defeat. And in the main event, you have Zhang versus Joe Joyce rematch for Zhang's WBO interim heavyweight title, which also puts him in position for a mandatory challenge for Alexander Usyk, who last defended his title against Daniel Dubois, where he was knocked down in the fight, but it was called the low blow. He got up after, however much time the ref gave him an opportunity to rest, and then stopped Dubois in, I believe, the 9th round. So boxing is in a great place. There's a lot of fight cards happening. There's stacked cards, all over the place. You can be on DAZN today, ESPN. Actually, there's no Showtime card today, which is surprising. For those in the Miami region, there's a fight card, Henderson versus Buckus, Buffalo Run Casino and Resorts, Miami. I'm not sure where they're going to be airing this fight, but it's a 2-fight card. You have Chad Box versus Zarik Yumswalt. This is a 4-round light heavyweight fight. And you have Calvin Henderson versus Vincent Backus. This is a 6-round light heavyweight fight. So, there's a fight card going on. If you're in the Philly area or you are around that arena, you can definitely take yourself to this fight card. Premium tickets are $50. Reserve tickets are $35. This is from Live Champion Boxing. They will be having a fight card today. Maybe it'll show on YouTube, or one of the smaller channels will pick it up. Now, the biggest and the best fight that's happening this weekend is Richardson Hitchison versus Jose Zepeda. Jose Zepeda, who has made 3 attempts of becoming a world titleist, only to fall short each of the 3 times. Most recently, he lost to Regis Prograde in an 11-round stoppage. He made his ring return in Guadalajara, winning by a unanimous decision. And now, off of a victory, he gets to, test the young prospect in Richardson Hitchison to see if he has what it takes to be the next, not only star in the sport of boxing, but to see if he's ready for a world title run. I think I'm going to be honest. Since Richardson Hitchison left Floyd Mayweather and went over to DAZN, they have match-made him well and given him quality fights, so that way he can not only showcase his talents, but he can give us a look at exactly how is he developing as a prospect turned contender. He suggested when he was with Floyd that he wasn't being given many opportunities to fight. So he left. He's been with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. And although one of the main fights that we wanted to see, which was the Montana Love fight, did fall through, he has been very active. He's fought John Bowser. He fought, let's check his box for Richardson. Hitchens, which is kind of crazy. He fought Yomar Alamo, 11-12-22, and he fought 2-4-2023, and now he's fighting 9-23-2023. So Matchroom has done what was promised, which was kept him active, which for me is a very good thing for any boxer, especially young and upcoming. You don't want to, sit on a shelf. You don't want to be inactive. You want to keep the momentum. with each and every fight, you want to stay busy. You want to know that after I win this fight or the result of this fight, I have this fight in the coming months, coming weeks. That way, you stay prepared, you stay locked in, you don't get an opportunity to become distracted. And the path that Richardson Hitchison is on right now, given that he wins this fight, whether it's decision or stoppage, I think that he puts himself in the best position to get a world title shot. I believe this is for a WBO interim or a. He's been fighting so many different ranking systems. I'm not sure exactly which path he will choose for the title. I would love for him to go the WBO route and fight like a Tio for that belt. Then that'd be a great style matchup. Two boxers, both can have pop with their punching. Very important test right now is Jose Zepeda. He's 37-3-0. Richardson Hitchison is 16-0. So Richardson has the IBF North American Super Light title. This will be for the WBC WBC Silver Super Light Vacant title and the WBO NABO Super Light Vacant title. So, for you guys that don't know, the WBC Silver allows you to become someone's mandatory. Now, I thought this WBC Silver was held by Adrian Broner, but it looks like it's vacant and it will be fought for in the main event on the zone. So the second fight, or should I say co-main event, I believe it was supposed to be Jessica McCaskill, 12-3-0 versus Sandy Ryan. This is a welterweight fight for the IBO World Welter, WBA, WBC, and WBO. So the only belt that's missing here to make this an undisputed fight will be the IBF. But they are fighting. Sandy Ryan is 6-1-0. Jessica McCaskill is 12-3-0. Jessica McCaskill lost her last fight. I think it was by Chantel Cameroon. She lost by UD. That's where we kind of saw her look old in the fight. I'm not sure if that there was any effects to her not maybe fighting for a while. Actually, she did fight 6-25 that year, and then she fought again 11-5. But with boxing, it's easy for you to age in the ring, and we saw that. Hopefully, she's taken enough time off. She's trained. She's got whatever it is out of her system. I know she's a warrior. She's a fighter. She trains. She's doing a lot of other things. She's starring movies. She's an actor. She's doing broadcasts. So I definitely want to see Jessica McCaskill back at 100%. She's definitely great for the sport of boxing. She has a big fight upcoming, and hopefully, if she can get through this fight, a fight that I would like to see, just because of I'm a boxing fan, I would like to see Jessica McCaskill versus Amanda Serrano. We've seen the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. We haven't seen the Jessica McCaskill versus Amanda Serrano. Amanda Serrano, not Amanda. Katie Taylor has lost to Chantel Cameroon. So that, I guess, the win by Chantel aged well, because she then went on to beat another undefeated fighter in Katie Taylor and capture the undisputed belts from her. So Chantel Cameroon's stock is high right now. So let's take a look at Sandy Ryan. Who has she fought in her 6 fights? So she fought Christine. I don't think I recognize her loss came by split decision versus Erica Annabelle. So she's on a 3-fight win streak. She gets the opportunity for undisputed, which is so kind of crazy because she only has 6 fights. So you also have Austin Williams, 14-0. Southpaw out of Texas, fighting Steve Rolls. He's number 8 ranked in the world. You also have Conor Benn making his much anticipated ring return versus Rodolfo Corzo. You have Khalil Cole versus Keenan Evans. You have Javon Estelle versus Luis Caballero Ramos. And you have Jasmine Artiga versus Josefina Vega. Look at this one real quick. And this is a super fly pro box fight, 8 rounds, 2 minutes. So Jasmine is 10-0 with 1 draw. Josefina is 9-6-0. So how do you guys feel about the return of Conor Benn to the sport of boxing? They haven't stated that he's been cleared in the UK to fight, but he is being put on an American card, so he does not have his UK boxing license, but he does have a license from Texas and Florida, which allows him to fight in the States. Eddie Hearn has made a few statements that he was neither suspended nor there was any punishment laid out for his 2 failed drug tests. UKADA has stated that they're still doing an investigation and that he should not be fighting, but obviously they don't control anything that goes on in the States. So, I don't know. Conor Benn is back. I'm going to tune in. I think it makes the card a little bit more interesting. I don't think he's fighting at welterweight. I think he's fighting close to middleweight. He came in at 154, close to 160. So, and he did say that he was looking for a Triple G fight, or Triple G's on his hit list. So there's a possibility that he's not looking to go backwards. He's looking to go forwards and fight some of those guys at 160. 160 is a pretty open division. You have Janibek. You have Jamal Charlo at 160. There's a unification fight going to be happening with Janibek and the IBF title holder. So, with a division as wide open as it is, I'm not even sure who's the WBA champion. Oh, it's Lara. Lara's the WBA champion at 160. My bad. And Lara should be fighting Danny for his belt soon. There is the possibility that 160 is an open division where Conor Benn feels that maybe he can go up, become a world titleist, and in doing so, cement it, position himself that, I can go up and down in between weights and become a world titleist, hold on to those belts, and, become this star that everyone thinks. But the problem is, we're never going to forget that not only did you test poorly for banned substance, but you never received any punishment for it. You literally were able to just come back into the ring and continue with the sport of boxing. Sport of boxing is a very dangerous sport, one that you can't play because people die in the ring. And it's very important that not only do we have a clean boxing program, but if you are caught, there should be some type of punishment, some type of ramification for your, behavior. We don't know, exactly what took place. We only have a snippet of information. So we will wait. But until then, it looks like Conor Benn is just going to continue his career in the USA because I don't think he's allowed to fight in the UK. So he's limited himself by not being with his core fans. His hardcore fans will, you've got to move where the money is. And as you can see, Eddie Hearn has chosen to put him back in the ring, stating that he has not been suspended. A lot of stuff going on in boxing right now. You have the Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford rematch. You have a couple of fight announcements. We have Boo Andrade fighting David Benavidez November 24th. I think boxing is kind of picking up that momentum. I've been noticing that we've been getting a lot of quality and big fights. We had Errol Spence versus Bud. We had Benavidez versus Plant. We're getting Canelo versus Charlo. We had Tank versus Ryan. 2023, I believe, is one of the best years for boxing. The sport has been heating up. It's been bringing back some fans that left over the course of the year, saying that, there's only one top fighter, there's only one guy to watch. I think with all the events going on, day in and day out, talk about boxing, how boxing is transcending different, like it's like a cultural thing now, because now they're on different platforms talking about boxing. You have It Is What It Is, Cam and Mace talking about boxing. You have Gillian Wallow talking about boxing. You have Stephen A. Smith, the Joe Budden, Joe Rogan podcast. Boxing is being put right in the laps of a lot of people, so therefore they can make a decision if that's precisely what they want to do, or if they want to partake in that. And I think that's great for the sport of boxing. When you have weekends like this with quality fights up and down the board, winners or outcomes not yet decided before they even step into the ring, I think that bodes well for boxing. I'm grateful to have such a platform where I can give people the information to tune into boxing, so that way we can grow the sport. Every channel is important. Every person that gives us information is important. As long as it's the truth, I think that there's no issue with following it, reading up, researching it, doing the best we can to grow the sport, even if it's 1v1, one person at a time. I'm not sure. I was just trying to check something out.